Hi everyone, it's me again. Today is already November, the middle of November. By the way, you can already see frost on the ground. Today it was around 0 degrees, maybe -1 at night. And today my work starts again. Here, this is a new deck, a deck with an inspector. There wasn't an old one here. And right here, on this spot, on this square, we're going to build a deck. I'll be talking in American feet, and you'll see the metric conversions at the bottom. This deck will be 14.5 feet by about, probably 25 feet. I don't know exactly, I haven't measured it, but it's going to run along this whole wall. It just so happens that I'll be building this deck by myself. Maybe someone will help me hold something here and there, but the deck isn't light. It's a plastic composite deck. All the wood, all the joists will be wood. It's going to be 2x10, a pretty heavy board. Well, I think I can handle it. And since I'm building it by myself, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell on the right so you don't miss any interesting videos from me. So, the deck will be right here, yes, but as you can see, there's no door here for the deck. Right here, where this window is, there will later be special doors installed called slider doors. In other words, they will be sliding doors. The size will be around probably 80 inches, just like this window, which is probably, let's see, the width of the window is about 36, maybe 42 inches. Well, I haven't measured it, I'm just estimating. So, right here in this spot, there will be slider doors. What did I do? I went inside the house and drilled a hole, because the doors will be installed after the deck is put in. I drilled a hole like this, right here. I'll have it level with the floor. The floor is 3/4 thick, because the doors will be installed below the floor, right on the subfloor, not on the finished floor itself. So we drop it down 3/4 and then drop it another inch, because there will be a board here, a floorboard. That's why, from this point, we drop down 3/4 for the house floor and then subtract another inch for the board that will be installed here. So, right about here, we'll have the ledger board for the decking, the base decking board. So, what am I going to do now? I've got that hole right there. I made it. I already have the level set. Now I'll shoot a laser from here. I'll check the distance, shoot the laser here, and then snap a chalk line at the edge with a string and some chalk, like we used to do, dipping the string in blue chalk. I don't know if they have that in Ukraine now, or what it's called. I don't know what it's called. In America, it's called a chalk line. Now we'll snap that chalk line as far as we need. I'll line everything up, and then I'll cut this wooden siding. I'll be cutting it with a battery-powered handsaw, because for the inspection, the deck's ledger board needs to be attached directly to the plywood that the house is made of, not to this wooden siding. Let's go. All right, we've stretched the chalk line. The siding isn't perfectly level in some spots, but we sit it up with the laser. The main thing for us is to build the deck according to the laser, to the level, to make sure it's straight. Now we're going to measure again. So, did we snap it? We snapped the line. We've got the line, and now we're going to cut. So I cleaned everything up, trimmed it all, everything's nice and tidy. There you go. We can see a bit that the house itself, well, I'm not sure about the house, I didn't check, but this siding here is either reinforced or, for this house, it's just not level. But I need to build the deck level, no matter what. There you go, I've cleaned everything up, that's it. Now we're going to install the ledger board. Like I said, I'm going to build this house myself. Maybe someone will help out here and there. but I've already started working. I don't have any helpers today. That's it. So now I need to nail up this board, the ledger board. It's 16 feet long, 9.5 inches wide, and 1.5 inches thick. It's a bit damp. It's treated. Very heavy. I don't know. I just carried it, or carried them, just now. That board probably weighs around 60 kilograms, maybe 50. I can't do that. I don't have the weight to understand. So now I'm going to nail it up. I don't know how I'm going to manage it, but I did screw in this black screw here. Now I'll push it in there and try to level it out. And from there, it's just a matter of technique, nailing it in, and then laying everything out according to the level. The most important thing for me is this board. It's going to be the longest one here. After that, adding the smaller pieces won't be a problem. Well, let's see how it turns out now. Alright, now comes the serious feat. I can already see it's going to be really tough, but... yeah. That's it. We nailed it in, put in a couple of pegs, lined it up, and we've got it. Everything is leveled out. Now we'll add a piece here and there, and later, once I'm sure everything is okay, I'll put in more pegs and screw everything down. Alright, we've nailed in the ledger board. Or rather, I nailed it in. It was tough, but I did it. This is one of the most important parts. From here, now, we need to start building the deck. So this gives us the level we'll be working from. You've seen this in my previous projects. I set up the posts, made the notches. Everything just as it should be. Now we're on top of those notches. Next, we need to install the beam, which will be made from double boards, and with a splice with the joints right on the posts. One board will go from here, and it will end on that post. Then an extension piece will be added, and the second board will start from here with the joint on that post. This is all for the code inspector, and it absolutely has to be done this way. Now we are laying the second board with the second center so that the spot is tight right here. But we're laying it in this pattern. That's it. Now we're going to start laying the joists across. The beam is already in place and secured, and all of this will need to be trimmed later. Since I'm working alone here, I need to nail it myself. So I made myself a support, screwed it in, and now I'm placing it on there. And onto the beam. And I think everything will be fine. It'll be tough, but well, it's already evening for a clock. Basically, well, it's not a lot, but you can see behind me. This is what got done today. That's about 8 hours of work. Yeah, it was tough. I think you can tell from the video how hard it was. That's how things are. Now the joists are in place and nailed down. Tomorrow I'll add 7 more. Put them in over here. Then I'll level them all out. Cut them to size. Well, as you saw in the previous videos, basically, that's all there is to it. Next, I'll be putting up the posts and building the stairs. That's all for now, everyone. Bye. That's how it went today. Second day of work. It's about noon already. I've already cut everything here. Put up the fascia, added braces here, just like you saw in the previous video. Here we built this thing. It's for the stairs. This is where the stairs will go down. Here as well, I've already drilled the rebar. Now I need to set up the posts, secure them, and add another board all the way around. Around the baking sheet. That's it. The second day is almost over. It's already 4:30 in the evening. Here are the posts standing. The framing is up. It's almost done. Now I'll show you from above. These are 2. Steps for the stairs. This is a small area. The exit. There will be a door here. I mentioned there will be a door here, but that will be later. I think I'll record that on video, and here is the shade. Tomorrow I'll need to add another board all the way around because right now there's just one. So I'll add one more and then watch here. The stairs will go like this. From here, they'll go down this way. That's how it's going to look. It's almost done. Just tomorrow I'll add the round board because I don't have time today. That's it. All right, see you tomorrow. Okay, now it's the third day of work. Well, I've already done some work here, as you saw. I'm starting to work right here. The stairs. So right now, I'm setting up my laser. I have this kind of laser. It's a point laser. A laser of this type. Now I'm setting it up here at the top, and it projects in 5 directions. I'm setting it up at the top now, and I'll measure the height of this deck to see how it will look. The height is 99.8 cm. Now I'm going to make the stairs. I use these little squares for it. They have a small stopper as you saw in previous videos. With their help, I'll mark out the steps so I can secure them right now. This will be the height of the step. We already determined that the step height should be 7. I'm setting the stopper at mark 7. I'll tighten it just a bit so that it's at mark 7, which is the height of the step. This will be the length of the step. The length of the step. So we're taking a board like this, and this is how the step will be laid out. How do we measure the width? The length of the step. This will be the gap between the steps. We take 2 boards like this. Ours measures 10 3/4. So we need this board to stick out 3/4 past the step, meaning the overhang should be 3/4. So we make the length of the step 10. We've set it at 10. So we place the stop at the 10 mark. Alright, we've determined that there will be a total of 14 steps in this process. So for the 14th step, we need to make sure to cut 13 pieces. Let's start by carefully marking them out, making sure each one is clearly identified before we proceed. The height of the step, the length of the step, we place it and mark it out. It's all marked. Let's start cutting. Just like that. Measured everything it did. We'll need to raise it just a little there to make sure everything is level. We'll pour concrete there, and that's it. So I'm going to start tracing from this one, from this finished one, to mark out the rest and cut them. That's how I cut out 5 pieces. For those stairs, you need 5 like this. Now I've prepared everything, dug the pits, the concrete, the screed. Now I'll make the frame, the box, set it up and level it to the height I need, and then I'll pour the concrete. I've already poured the screed. The screed is dry fresh. Now I'm still waiting so I can do the edging all around. That's it. Today was the 3rd day. That's all for today. 99 1/8. That's 99 125. Let's take approximately. I understand it's somewhere around 100. Let's take 14, 90. 925 times 14. Oh, we get 708. So we take a 7-inch step. Now, 7 times 14 gives us 98. That means 1/8 of an inch, or 125 thousandths of an inch, is left for pouring concrete under the step. Awesome! Hi everyone. Today is the 4th day of work. Yesterday I poured the screed under the stairs. You can see it here. This is what it looks like from above. Today I'm starting to lay the boards on the floor. I've already made a strip like this all around, or whatever you want to call it. Here, this is called a picture frame. I cut it at 45 degrees and put it in place. And now I'm starting to nail it down. Let's go! Alright, we cut the board to size. Here I cut out a little notch so we have a small gap. We insert it and nail it down. It fits in nicely. So that's it. This is the 4th day of work. I put in boards like these. The board doesn't go down very quickly, not like a wooden one, but it's coming along little by little. Half of it is already done. That's it. That's all for today. This much has been done. This was the 4th day of work. All right, that's all. There was already a bit of silence. We're already getting close to finishing. Today is the 5th day of work. We've finished screwing in the boards, so that's that. Tomorrow. Today I stayed a bit later. It's almost 4:30 now. Usually I worked until 4, but I had to finish screwing so I could start on the stairs here. Going down tomorrow. I've already poured concrete there, as you know, so that's how it is. Right now I have a blower. It's called a blower. I need to blow off a bit to make it clean. Well, that's it. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention.